Hello guys, this is your friend and we are back with a new fanfic. Which is what if Naruto was upgraded by Orochimaru's secret experiment? Part 1. And if you enjoy this fanfic then please press the like button and subscribe to my channel for more fanfic like this. And now let's start the fanfic. October 10th, aka 11 p.m. courtyard. Normally on the night such as this, you would think that kids would be asleep at this time. That case would have to provide a slight exception for a 6-year-old boy by the name of Naruto Uzumaki. Now if Naruto had parents, he would have not been out here, and the fact that he was the Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi no Kitsune was not helping his situation, especially since he was being chased by a slightly drunken mob filled with ninja and civilians alike. 6 years ago, a great battle was fought. The Kyuubi no Kitsune was mysteriously summoned to destroy Konohagakure, but the Yondaime Hokage, Minato Namikaze, was able to defeat it by using a sealing jutsu, but sadly at the cost of his own life. He was forced to seal within Naruto, his only son. Naruto ran into an abandoned cave with the mob right at his heels. Not noticing the forbidden sign, the boy was so terrified that he was constantly looking behind his shoulder every few minutes, and that costs him. There was a rotting floorboard that was in front of him, and when he ran on it, the floor gave away, making the young boy fall with a scream into the darkness. The scream was heard outside of the cave and one asked, what happened? Demon boy fall through hole. Another answered in a drunken slur, he dead now, let's go. The mob dispersed back to their home, idiotically believing that the Bane of Konoha was dead. But as it turns out, the boy was only unconscious, and what was inside the place he fell through would spark a new journey. It would upgrade Naruto Uzumaki into the ultimate ninja upgrade. A few hours later, Naruto woke up groggily and disorientated. My head, he said as he got up and touched the side of his head gingerly. Blood dried on the side and made his bangs cling to his forehead and temple. Great, another birthday and they leave me in a different place. Now where the hell am I? The boy thought to himself. He stood up and limped towards the wall to lean against the wall and find his way out. He ventured into the dark corridor until he saw a torch lit up and another, lighting the way to a door that had caution tape over it. What is this place? Naruto asked. The boy moved under the tape and opened the door, which moved slowly with a loud creaking sound. Next, the boy noticed several notes thrown askew, jars filled with misty water and preserved organs, but there was one jar that caught Naruto's eye. It was filled with gray, shiny matter, and Naruto looked around to find a ladder in a corner and pushed it towards the counter. He reached up to grab the jar and struggled to open it with his hands, but little did he know was that the gray matter was reacting to the movement. Naruto's ministrations caused the jar to shatter, and at that moment, the ladder buckled. The Jinchuriki fell to the ground for the second time of this night, and all he saw before he passed out was the gray matter coming at him. October 11th, aka Konoha Hospital, 10 a.m. Naruto woke up in a hospital bed and his personal nurse, Saya Tanaka, came in. She was only 16 years old and one of the few who thought Naruto was a hero for keeping the Kyuubi at bay each day. Good morning, Saya-chan, Naruto said sleepily. The young nurse smiled sweetly at Naruto. Hello, Naru-chan, are you feeling better? The blonde looked at her and replied, yeah, I am, I feel much better. Actually I think that this is the best that I have ever felt in my entire life. Maybe it is because that you are her, Saya-chan. Saya had a light blush from Naruto's compliment and giggled a bit. Oh, Naruto, you are too much. Saya's smiling face turned to a frown for a moment. The Anbu found you in an underground lab. Inu-san tracked you and found you unconscious with matted blood on your head. Naruto's mind wandered to the events that occurred last night, especially with the mysterious gray goop, but he absent-mindedly dismissed it. Since I am fully healed, can I go now? Naruto asked sweetly. Sure, come on, I will sign you out and then we can go see the Hokage. Hokage-ji-san, Naruto, you should respect him, he is the Hokage. But he is old, besides I do respect him. Respect's earned, not given, unlike those old farts he calls advisors believe. Saya giggled as she held Naruto's hand as she finished signing him out, and the two strode off to the Hokage's office. As they reached the secretary's desk, the lady smiled at Saya, but when she saw Naruto, she said in a crisp tone, "I am sorry, but the Hokage is busy at the moment." "Is that so, Kimiko-san?" an elderly voice called out. "Gigi-san," Naruto cried out. He ran to hug Hiruzen Sarutobi, the Sandaime Hokage, at his waist. Kimiko paled in fear while Saya smirked at the woman's misfortune. "How are you, Naruto-chan?" the god of shinobi asked. "I am fine, Gigi-san. I can't explain it, but I feel so much better now." Sarutobi smirked. "Maybe it is because of Saya-chan." Saya blushed, but Naruto shook his head. "No, that happens every day. I mean, like I feel all energized and stuff." The professor smiled at the boy. "Sleep can re-energize the boy, maybe that is the cause. Now come along. You don't want to miss your first day at the academy, do you?" The boy vigorously shook his head from side to side and ran off towards the academy, dragging Saya with him. "Come on, Saya-chan, let's hurry or we will be late." Okay, I am coming, Naruto-kun." As the two went ahead, Sarutobi rounded on Kimiko. "I am very disappointed in you, Kimiko. I thought that you would be better than that. The secretary's job is to allow all civilians and ninja to see me for their concerns, that includes Naruto-kun." "Sir, Sarutobi silenced the woman with his hand raised. "I don't want to hear your excuses. I know the routine with several of my former secretaries. Taking your anger out on Naruto is not the answer. He is not the beast that is sealed deeply within him. Naruto is just like any other child, innocent, energetic, curious and full of life. If he were a demon, this place would be unpopulated at the time he would walk." He turned away. "This is only the first warning. 3 strikes and you are out, Kimiko-san. Remember, you are not the only one who has lost someone to the fox, and I hate the beast for it, but not Naruto. He is the hero of this village. Do well to remember that or you will regret it. Academy, now remember, Naruto, be polite. Making a good first impression on your teachers will help you in the future," Saya said to him in a serious tone. "Okay, Saya-chan, I will," Naruto replied as he hugged her tightly, and Saya whispered in his ear, "If they are not polite to you at all, I give you permission to prank them good." A mischievous glint appeared in Naruto's eyes as he said, "Right, Saya-chan." He ran off inside the building and Sarutobi appeared as he said, "You have just unleashed hell on those poor teachers, Saya. Some of them need to lighten up or deserve it, plus he sees it as training." Running from Anbu, Jonin and Chunin helps him build his speed and agility, and doing that actual task teaches him stealth. That is why I encourage him. Saya said, "I believe that Naruto-kun will be a great ninja and maybe someday, a great Hokage." "Indeed he will, Saya, indeed he will. I have a feeling that is not all that you feel either." Saya blushed a bit and Sarutobi said, "You like him, don't worry about the age thing. My third girlfriend before I met Byakuya was only 13 years apart from me, plus he will be a ninja." Saya looked down at her feet and Hiruzen chuckled a bit at the huge blush on her face. Naruto the boy moved quickly inside of the classroom and found students rushing to sit by friends. He soon found a seat and saw that the person next to it was a bit shy. She had pink hair and jade green eyes. She also had a red ribbon tied in her hair to keep back her bangs from her forehead. "Hello, I am Uzumaki Naruto. What is your name?" Haruno S. Sakura. "Nice to meet you, Naruto-kun." "That is a pretty name," the Jinchuriki said with a smile. "I hope that we can be great friends, Sakura. It will be fun to be in this class with you." The timid girl blushed. Arigato. "Huh, you gotta speak up some, Sakura-chan. I can barely hear you." A new voice said. "I keep telling her that too." Naruto looked to see a blonde-haired girl with pale blue eyes and she introduced herself. "Hi, I am Yamanaka Ino. I see that you have met Sakura-chan." "I am Uzumaki Naruto. Nice to meet you." Ino moved into the seat on Sakura's right-hand side and asked Naruto, are those whiskers birthmarks? Yeah, they are. Just then more students came in and Naruto noticed that his friends Shikamaru Nara, a lazy genius, and Choji Akamichi, his pleasantly plump, loyal friend, came in. Next, he recognized a Hyuga girl who he faintly remembered saving her from teasing bullies. All right, class, settle down, a teacher said. The students looked to see a brown-haired man with his hair in a ponytail and a large scar running across the bridge of his nose, along with a silver-haired man with a kind smile. The brown-haired man said, I am Iruka Yumino and this is your assistant teacher, Mizuki Tsuji. We will be your teachers for the next 4 years. First, we will start off with introductions. Soon, one by one, the students introduced themselves in the front of the class. Okay. Now we will be testing your physical endurance. We will be running laps, doing pull-ups, sit-ups, squats, and then speed and agility training. Follow us to the gymnasium, please. Gymnasium 10:45 a.m. Mizuki said, Okay, now each of you will run through this obstacle course to test your speed and agility. First up, Aburame Shino. Each of the kids ran through the obstacle course with an average score except Shikamaru, who had the slowest time because he was too lazy to do it. Uchiha Sasuke, Iruka called out. The girls including Sakura and Ino blushed as an eager boy with a dark long-sleeved shirt and brown shorts came into view. He wore the Uchiha crest on his back and had onyx eyes. Instantly you would think he was a bit emo, but his eyes held so much life in them. You may begin, Mizuki cried out. The boy shot off through the obstacle course. He weaved through the hallway where tennis balls were being fired, flying around his head and body, and then he jumped over the mud pit to grab a hold of the rock climb. The young Uchiha scampered up like a monkey and then jumped on the swing to haul him over to the finish line where a crystal orb was waiting for him. Sasuke grabbed the orb and moved through Iruka, who was waiting about a quarter of a mile away. 8 minutes and 43 seconds, you were close to beating the record, Sasuke. Iruka said with a smile. Sasuke nodded and walked back to his classmates with a frustrated look on his face. Why isn't he happy? He got the fastest time out of most of the students here. Naruto thought to himself. Uzumaki Naruto, Mizuki said. Naruto stepped forward and readied himself at the starting line. You may begin, Mizuki shouted. Naruto sprinted through the hallway where the tennis balls were being launched, then leapt over the mud pit to grab a ledge on the rock climbing wall and used his momentum to escalate himself up on the top of it. Then he swung himself down and moved to grab the crystal orb. Next, he sprinted toward Iruka and stopped in front of the man. Iruka had a shocked look at his face and said, I am possible, 4 minutes and 45 seconds. Naruto, you just broke the record. Naruto said in a shocked tone, what? I did, but I wasn't even going all that fast. Iruka asked, did you have any weights that you took off? No, I have never worn weights before. Do you know how to access your chakra? Chakra, what is that? Naruto asked. Iruka said, well, that is strange, you were mostly a blur to your classmates. Even I, a Chunin, had a bit of difficulty tracking you. Naruto thought, what is happening to me? Is it because of that gray matter I found last night? The Jinchuriki was lost in his thoughts as Iruka proceeded to teach them history and Mizuki taught them the basics of taijutsu. He didn't even notice the glare of Sasuke because he broke the record that his older brother, Itachi, held, which was 6 minutes and 49 seconds. Naruto's apartment, October 11th, aka 8 p.m., under 5 minutes, I did the obstacle course and broke the record. How is that possible? How did I manage to do that? What did that gray matter do to me? Is it some sort of power boost or something? Naruto asked himself as he ate his ramen. I could tell you, Naruto-sama, a voice said in his head. What the hell? Who are you? Where are you and how am I able to hear you in my head? Naruto said, looking a bit startled. The feminine voice said, this would be better if you were asleep. Hold on 1 second, Master Naruto. Program execute. Forced sleep procedure in 5.4, 3, 2, 1. Instantly, Naruto's eyes began to droop and he slowly fell asleep with his ramen in front of him. Naruto woke up and asked, "Where am I?" "In your mind," a gravelly voice said. This was not the voice that contacted me earlier. Naruto thought. Then he asked nervously, "Who are you? Where are you?" "Behind you, Naruto." Naruto slowly turned to look behind him to see two glowing red cat-like eyes and large white teeth twisted in a sinister smile. Naruto froze. What the hell are you?" "Me. I am the Kyuubi no Kitsune, you pathetic human. Now come and release me from this infernal prison, mortal." Then an angelic voice said, "Naruto-sama, I would advise you not to release the Kyuubi, for you will lose your humanity if you do." Naruto looked to his left to see a pale-skinned woman with green eyes and dark black hair, wearing a white dress. "Who are you, miss? And why do you call me master?" The woman replied, "I am Serenity, your AI or artificial intelligence. What? When you touched that gray matter last night, I was able to absorb myself into your body through your wounds. The matter is called nanites, which are microscopic little robots that can help the body work efficiently. The reason that we were never used was because the patients died shortly after they were injected with a small sample." Naruto asked, "So why am I alive now and who made you?" Serenity replied, "The reason is mainly because of your healing factor from the Kyuubi no Kitsune, which allows us to adjust inside you. The one who made us was Orochimaru, the snake Sannin." The Kyuubi roared, "Do not ignore me, release me from this infernal prison and I will think about sparing your miserable life." Naruto ignored the fox as he asked another question, "So do you know everything about me and what is happening with my body, like my lineage or something?" "Yes, your body is being enhanced to its full potential, making you stronger, faster, sharper, flexible, etc. As to knowing about you, yes, I do. Do you know my parents?" Accessing. Cross-referencing DNA, your parents are Kushina Uzumaki, the Crimson Princess and former Jinchuriki of our friend, over there in Minato Namikaze, the Yellow Flash and Yondaime Hokage. Naruto was shocked at the fact that his mother was a Jinchuriki and even more that the Yondaime, the one who sealed the Kyuubi inside of him, was his own father. "So you are the spawn of the accursed woman. I thought I would recognize you, for her attitude was much like you, and the bastard Yondaime is your father. I will definitely kill you when I released." Naruto growled out in anger, "Shut up." The Kyuubi was surprised at the level of hatred that Naruto possessed towards him. "So I am the son of the Yondaime and my mother was the Jinchuriki for you. The old man lied to me about knowing my parents. The villagers and some ninjas hated me for your attack and I have been alone because of your damn actions." Serenity, is there any way to control the Kyuubi? "Yes, but you will have to release the seal in order to control his chakra without any drawbacks. Furthermore, the way you are, you cannot survive the battle against the Kyuubi, you must be at Jonin level to battle it." Naruto growled, "Fine, but I don't want anything to do with you now, Kyuubi, so until the day I take your chakra, you will be silent. Now be gone from here." Naruto, with his young mind, pushed back the Kyuubi into the crevasses of your mind. "Naruto, I will kill you," Kyuubi roared out. Naruto turned to Serenity, "Well, I will have to train harder to defeat that fox and I will need a lot of jutsu to work with." Serenity said, "Of course, Naruto-sama, but I would like to inform you about the seal. It seems that your parents infused a bit of their chakra inside you. Would you like to access it now?" "No, I believe that I have enough things on my plate for one night, plus I think I might kill my father before he says anything to me. For now I will not say anything to them until the advantage falls to me to reveal my knowledge." "What are your abilities, Serenity?" Serenity replied, "My abilities are to scan and help you learn jutsu to master it completely, also to regulate your chakra throughout your network system as well as changing anything inside of your body, blood type, adrenaline levels, etc. There is more information, but I can't access them at this time. Mainly if Orochimaru was able to have a successful experiment, he wanted it to progress slowly to be able to control him better." I am guessing that my weaknesses are electricity. Yes, if you are hit with a Raiden Jutsu, my abilities will be hindered greatly for an unspecified time. Naruto nodded. Good, I need you to extract some of Kyuubi's chakra. I have a feeling that we will need it in the near future. Yes, Naruto-sama, was her answer. The Jinchuriki allowed the Kyuubi's cage to appear once again and he approached it once again only for its claws to come out to attack him, but Naruto grabbed the end. You should know something, Kyuubi. One's mind is the powerful weapon a person can wield. You are living in my mind and in here, I am God until I release that cage of yours. Naruto broke the claw off of Kyuubi, causing it to roar in pain and looked at as it dissipates into red-orange chakra that Serenity sent out bits of herself to collect and store. Then Naruto allowed for the Kyuubi to regenerate its missing appendage. You will pay for this pain you have caused me, Naruto. Naruto looked at him and retorted, shut up, you know nothing of pain, you are just a manifestation of chakra. The only thing that you can experience is anger, rage, lust, destruction, greed, that is all you know. Now until I have the power of a Jonin, you will shut up and leave me alone. When I have the power, I am coming for your fuzzy. After meeting the sinister Kyuubi no Kitsune and the artificial intelligence Serenity, Naruto was conflicted with many emotions. Anger, sadness, pain, and happiness were among the ones that were felt the most. So, I am a Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi no Kitsune. My mother was the second holder. My father exchanged his life to seal it within me and protect the village. Sarutobi Gigi-san lied to me, knowing about my parents and the Kyuubi, and I have nanites that boost my body to its highest potential, making me faster, stronger, smarter and more durable than most people. He thought. The boy pondered, I am not going to tell the old man any of this, except maybe the knowledge of the Kyuubi. Then the Jinchuriki let out a laugh. Funny, everyone is practically worshipping the clan who gave birth to the cause of Kyuubi's release, and the savior and son of the one who sacrificed his life for me in this forsaken village is treated like a pariah. Naruto got up and declared, well, let's give the crowd what they want, right? After Naruto's declaration, he threw himself into studying and training. For him to avert drawing attention to himself, he made sure that he was in the middle and developed a happy mask to fool everyone, even the Sandaime himself. Also, that was the last beating he had at the age of 6, mostly because the civilians and some of the ninja were beaten to unconsciousness due to Naruto's prowess at taijutsu. He learned every single jutsu in the library and mastered them completely due to Serenity able to replay the hand signs in his mindscape and provide the guidance in learning it. In result of that, Naruto became a bit aloof to everyone and his classmates were wary of him except his friends, Shikamaru Nara, Choji Akamichi, Hinata Hyuga and Kiba Inuzuka. Something in his soul told him that these four would be his true friends until death, and so far they were. His other friend-turned acquaintances, Sakura and Ino, ignored him mostly because of the current heartthrob Sasuke Uchiha. About 6 or 7 years ago, the Uchiha except his mother, Makoto Uchiha, and Sasuke were killed by his own brother, Itachi. Naruto was a bit saddened at this event. Itachi was one of the few Uchihas that he respected besides Makoto. Due to an unknown genjutsu cast by his brother, Sasuke's mind was traumatized by the event and fixated on training to confront his brother and kill him personally. Makoto was trying her best to lead him on the right path, and Naruto remembered the day he met her on the verge of despair. Flashback 2 years ago, Makoto was devastated. She lost her friends, brothers, sisters and her husband all in one night, killed by her own flesh and blood, her prodigy son. On top of that, her son was changed and began obsessed with training to the brink of unconsciousness to make sure that he was the stronger one when he faced Itachi. Fixated on joining her kinsman in death, she gripped the kunai in her hands and prepared to stab herself in the heart. She moved her arms, and as the point neared her skin, a small hand stopped its descent by holding on her forearm. "Wah," she said in surprise. "Killing yourself is not going to solve the problem that Itachi-san killed your family, plus you still have Sasuke-san to take care, Makoto-sama," She looked behind her to see Naruto's cerulean eyes and a sad smile. He continued, plus my mother would want you to be stronger than that, nay. Makoto's eyes widened. You know. I do. I have known for 4 months now. Makoto bowed her head. I am sorry that I couldn't do much for you, Naruto, but how you did. A certain fox told me, trust me, he is a jackass. I have no idea how my mother dealt with him in the past for all those years. I am this close to making him into an Easter bunny with his mouth sewed shut. Naruto said as he thought about the Kyuubi in his stomach. Makoto giggled through her tears. Thank you, Naruto-kun, thank you for making me see the light again. Funny, you are just like your mother. Naruto smiled. You are welcome, Makoto-sama. Her dark ebony eyes met his and she kissed him fully on the lips on pure impulse. Naruto's eyes widened a bit at her boldness, but was not sure that if breaking away from it was a good idea in her emotional state, so he kissed back. Besides, when will it be the next time an older woman kisses him, the pariah of Konoha? Wave. A dark-haired woman sneezed and her husband said, Tsunami, are you alright? Tsunami answered, I am alright, Kaiza-kun. I think someone is talking about me. Probably your father in his sleep. Gambling casino. A blonde-haired woman sneezed as she pulled the lever and the slots showed a grape, an apple and an orange. God damn it, she cried out. Konoha. When their lips parted, Naruto said, wow, that was amazing. Makoto was a bit shocked and covered her lips. I'm sorry, I didn't mean, I mean. Naruto smiled. It is all right. You were emotional, and it takes away the worry of me having to lament on my first kiss if I happen to die on a mission. Makoto said, glad you like it. Of course, you are a beautiful woman, who wouldn't like it? Makoto blushed a bit and Naruto said, besides, if I did have a relationship with you, Makoto-chan, I don't think that Sasuke would approve of it at the moment, that is. Makoto's face turned red. But I am old enough to be your mother. Oh, trust me, I have seen people old enough to be my grandmother with a 21-year-old, now that was a mess you don't want to see. Makoto replied, but you are right, if he was like Itachi, he would freak, but Sasuke was more inclined to my so-called husband, Fugaku. I take it that you didn't like him. No, I fell in love with him. But then he changed after the village was becoming distant after the Kyuubi attacked the village. Madara Uchiha was able to control the fox once when he fought against Hashirama Senju, so the suspicions aroused around our clan because of that factor. Naruto was surprised, he was able to control the Kyuubi. Yes, but so could Hashirama Senju with his Mokuden bloodline. The only Senju that is left is Tsunade, the slug Sanin, and she is out of the village. Plus she doesn't have the Mokuden bloodline. Therefore the suspicion was on the Uchiha clan. Soon my husband started planning and tension grew between him and Itachi after Itachi's friend, Shisui, mysteriously drowned in the river. Then Itachi came and attacked the clan. Naruto said, I see, so Madara was the one who sent the Kyuubi, the damn fox was right. What? But he is dead, hell, he should be twice as old as the third Hokage. Think about it, Madara and Hashirama were the only one who could be able to control the Biju, including Kyuubi. Somehow my mother was weakened and Madara was able to release and control the Kyuubi. That explains the fact that the Kyuubi appeared out of nowhere. I am guessing that my mother was attacked at my birth since that would be the most vulnerable at that time, correct? Makoto said, why yes, when she had you. The seal that she had would weaken and the Kyuubi tried its best to get out, she told me that before she had you. Hey, she even asked me if giving birth would hurt, but it doesn't explain how Madara is alive. You said that Itachi's eyes were different, right? Yes, somehow he acquired the Mangekyo Sharingan. It is a theory, but what if Madara somehow got another level, much higher than the Mangekyo Sharingan? Do you know the history of Madara, or did he have any siblings? Yes, he did. His brother was Izuna Uchiha. They both were competing against each other and both of them acquired the Mangekyo Sharingan as well, but Madara's eyes dimmed and he turned blind, then Izuna died. Naruto sat and thought for a moment. That is it. Madara must have took his brother's eyes when he died and had them implanted into him, making the eyes adjusted to his own and got more powerful eyes, making him immortal in a sense maybe. Makoto said, is that even possible? If it is, we must report this to Hokage-sama. Like I said, it is just a theory, Makoto-chan, we don't know anything yet and I would have to explain everything to Gigi-san. We have to have proof to confirm it. So for now, we will keep this to ourselves. In the meantime, we will need to train hard. I will need to train against the Sharingan as well as learning more jutsu. To defeat Madara or his successor, I will need to be able to control the Sharingan. Makoto nodded, alright, Naruto-kun. Naruto smiled and gave her a chaste kiss on the lips. There, something to remember me by, until I figure something out to help you out. Makoto said, you are lucky that you are only 10 or I would have jumped you. For some reason, Makoto-chan, I wouldn't mind that at all. Then the Uzumaki disappeared into the night while Makoto returned back to her house with a small smile on her face as she drifted off to sleep. Flashback ends. Now, Naruto was seen in class, sleeping. All of the information spewing from Iruka's mouth was just mainly review for the final exam. He decided to observe the classroom. Everyone was mostly the same, except Sasuke. Over the years, Sasuke became cold and aloof due to Itachi and the council's interference was not helping Makoto out either. He became an angst persona and often blamed his mother for his problems, for that Naruto held resentment in his heart for that. His former friends, Sakura and Ino were still loyal fan-girls to Sasuke despite of all of Naruto's indirect efforts to encourage them to train. The only way Ino trained was when her father forced her to. Hinata would often steal glance at Naruto and occasionally stuttered when she was nervous. Naruto, Iruka shouted. What do you want, Iruka-sensei? I want to pay attention to the lesson. To a pointless review of everything I have learned for the past 4 years, thanks, but I will pass on that. Then what is the Yondaime's most famous technique? Which one, the Rasengan or the Hiraishin, because both of them were used fairly frequently? Naruto answered lazily. Who are the Sannin? Jiraiya, Tsunade and Orochimaru, former students of the third Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi. The only reason why they got the title was because they were the only survivors who battled against Hanzo of the Salamander and lived. Also Jiraiya is a known pervert, Tsunade at gambling and Orochimaru is a traitor and likes to touch little boys. Sho, Hashirama Senju, co-creator of Konohagakure along with Madara Uchiha, possessed the Mokuden bloodline. Are you done yet? Iruka was silent and Naruto took it as a yes and put his head down once again. Soon he woke up just as Iruka said, now we will have sparring matches to determine the Rookie of the Year and Best Kunoichi of the Year. Naruto thought to himself, finally something interesting. The classmates filed out in order to get the matchups. As the boys and girls battled it out, it soon came down to Naruto and Sasuke. It is down to you two. Naruto, Sasuke, you will fight. The same rules apply. If you run out of the ring, you lose 1 point. You hit your opponent, that is a point. First one to get 3 hits win and become the Rookie of the Year. Iruka said. Both boys nodded and slipped into their stances and the Chunin shouted, begin. Sasuke said to the Uzumaki, you can't defeat me, Uzumaki. I am stronger than you. Say that after you win the match, Sasuke-san. You are overestimating your strength here. HMPH, what do you know about strength? A lot more than you. I know how to gain more power, through friends. You have no one to lean on and that is why you will lose. It seems you have forgotten how to gain true strength, no less to wipe your own. Sasuke shot forward and attacked Naruto, but the Jinchuriki ducked under his cross. The Uchiha sent a kick to the Jinchuriki's head, but the nanite enchanted boy caught his leg and lifted it up to flung him to the side. Sasuke corrected himself by landing on his feet and ran to give Naruto a flying kick, but Naruto caught it. You are too slow, use your speed instead, that is your strength, not brute power, Sasuke-san. Shut up and stop blocking. Naruto replied, "Ah, but that would defeat the purpose of the exercise. You can't expect an enemy ninja to just take your shots." Sasuke sent a flurry of punches only for Naruto to block his shots, and then Naruto decided to end this charade by moving himself in Sasuke's guard and attacked him. The boy moved forward and gave the Uchiha a left cross, causing the arrogant boy's head to snap to the right. Next, the Jinchuriki rushed in and sent a right elbow to the face. Sasuke managed to block the elbow strike to his head while making a fatal mistake. He used two hands to do it, allowing Naruto the opportunity to use his left hand to embed itself into Sasuke's gut. The boy stumbled back, and then Naruto sent the back of his fist into Sasuke's neck and then did a spinning back fist to Sasuke's head with his other arm, effectively knocking him out. Winner: Naruto Uzumaki. The fangirls excluding Ino and Sakura protested, "No way. Sasuke-kun couldn't be defeated. The idiot must have cheated." "Yeah, he is an idiot, only an idiot." Iruka rubbed his temples. "For the umpteenth time, will you shut the hell up?" The Uchiha was brought down swiftly and he is even unconscious, plus I am a censor, so I would know if chakra was being used at all, and Naruto hasn't done any ninjutsu or genjutsu. Wake up and face reality. Sasuke Uchiha lost the match. Then he turned to Naruto. "Congratulations, Naruto. You are the Rookie of the Year. Give the title to Sasuke-san." Then one girl asked, "Why? Are you admitting to cheating?" "No, because I don't want the title to go to my head. Besides, now that Sasuke knows that I can beat him, he will begin to abhor the title until he beats me. As for the cheating, we are ninja, we are supposed to cheat." Next, the battle for the Kunoichi of the year was underway, but mostly everyone decided to ignore the battles since they were mostly catfights and shouting matches, since the majority of the girls were fangirls. Needless to say, Hinata became the Kunoichi of the year, which she gracefully accepted since the accomplishment would please her stoic father. "Alright, you are dismissed. Tomorrow will be your graduating exam, so be sure to review the henge, kawarimi and bunshin," Iruka said. Then the class has dispersed while Naruto took the courtesy of taking Sasuke back to his house, plus the fangirls were starting to creep him out with those weird looks they were giving the unconscious Uchiha. "Serenity, have you found the problem to the reason why I can't utilize the Bunshin no Jutsu?" Naruto asked telepathically. "The amount of chakra that you are using for the Bunshin no Jutsu is overloading it. Even if you applied a little bit using your current chakra control, your chakra, mixed with a minuscule amount of the Kyuubi's chakra, destroys it slowly, causing the dead and pale look on your clones." The AI replied, "So I could never use the Bunshin no Jutsu. Oh, well, at least Miko-chan taught me the Tsuchi Bunshin no Jutsu beforehand. Useful for training," Naruto said. "Would you like to train in utilizing the Goryuka no Jutsu, Naruto-sama?" "Yes, please send me the hand signs." Instantly Naruto was given the hand signs and proceeded to practice them until he dropped in the forest. When he woke up, he heard the sounds of kunai clashing against each other. Funny, who would be training this late? I wonder who. Wait a minute. Naruto thought as he focused his hearing to realize that it was Mizuki and Iruka. Mizuki and Iruka sensei fighting. That is a surprise, considering that they are friends. Well, all people have their disputes, let's see if I can settle this. The nanites enhanced boy came into the clearing to see that he was right and Mizuki had some big scroll on his back. The silver-haired Chunin was able to knock out Iruka and was poised to kill him, but Naruto rushed out to give him a knee strike to the face. "You," Mizuki said as he got up, clutching his nose. "Yes, me. Going somewhere, Mizuki." Mizuki gave the boy an evil smirk. "Good, I could frame you for this. If you were dumb like that seal I put on you should have done, you stupid demon fox." Seal. Naruto thought. Serenity, check for all seals excluding the Shiki Fujin. Acknowledged. Scanning. Scan complete. It seems that you have a total of 11 seals on your body. With the nanites, you broke the 2 Yamanaka seals that inhibits your ability to retain information, 4 seals hindering your chakra control, a loyalty seal, a vanity seal, a judgment seal, a paralysis seal in case you leave the village without consent, and a death seal. Alright, I will deal with this problem later. Naruto replied to the AI. By then, Mizuki was done with his rant and Naruto attacked the Chunin at full speed. The Chunin stood no chance as Naruto beat him into a pulp. He took the scroll off of the defeated Chunin and it opened to reveal the Jutsu Kage Bunshin. Serenity, make a copy of the scroll of seals please. Analyzing. The process will take 30 minutes and the Anbu Black Ops will be here in only 5 minutes. Then just copy the Kage Bunshin instead. We will copy the scroll another time, that jutsu will be useful to use. Naruto re-rolled the scroll and went over to the unconscious Iruka after Serenity finished copying the jutsu description and hand sign. The Anbu arrived and took the scroll while Iruka was admitted into the hospital while Naruto sat beside him as he went over the seals on his body. The death seal was planted by Homura Mitokado, the loyalty and paralysis seal were placed by Danzo Shimura, the vanity seal was placed by Mita Haruno, Sakura's aunt, the judgment seal was placed by Fugaku Uchiha and the chakra inhibitor seals were placed by Mizuki, Shisui Uchiha, Akito Akimichi and Sengoku Inuzuka, the 2 Yamanaka seals were placed by Tora and Taka Yamanaka. Naruto was furious and spent the whole night, destroying the seal placed on his body, using the nanites that stole some of the Kyuubi's chakra. Then he went into the forest once again, away from the prying eyes of any shinobi or civilian. Naruto began to practice the hand signs until he was able to do it in a blur, then he applied chakra and shouted, Kaden, Goryuka no Jutsu. A small fireball shaped like a dragon head appeared and crashed into a tree, scorching the bark. Good, it actually scorched the back, but the jutsu is supposed to be like the Gukaku though. Unlike the Great Fireball Jutsu, therefore it requires more chakra to produce the desired effect, Naruto-sama. Serenity said in his mind, try again. Naruto nodded and this time, he applied more chakra to the jutsu, Kaden, Goryuka no Jutsu. The fireball morphed into a dragon's head and attacked the tree, scorching the tree halfway into it. Better, but that jutsu took a lot, how much? About 25% of your reserves. But the Kage Bunshin takes up only 1%. Your elemental affinities are non-existent, but it proves that fire will be a bit difficult for you to master unless you do elemental manipulation. Naruto was now confused, what is that? According to the library database that was implanted by Orochimaru, every ninja is connected to at least one of the elements, fire, water, lightning, wind and earth. Through that affinity, you can perform elemental jutsu earlier, some more than others. Unfortunately, Orochimaru made it that I can't access this information until you are at Chunin level at least. Naruto said, clever man, it's okay, Serenity. I do want to be strong, but not too quickly to arouse suspicion about my true self. Now that is it for training, time to rest. The secret heir of the Namikaze clan strode to his home and slept. Next day later, Naruto woke up early and went into the classroom to meditate just as everyone was walking in. Many of them stared at Naruto for a moment and continued talking, others tried to get his attention, but to no avail. Soon the Uchiha came in and saw the so-called Dobi sitting down Indian style in his chair with his eyes closed. Hey, Dobi, why are you praying? To pass this exam, Naruto said, noting, HMPH, if you are praying that hard, maybe you should quit. Again, Naruto said nothing, making the Uchiha bristle with anger at Naruto's ignorance. The foolish Uchiha attacked Naruto with a punch, but then the Kyuubi jailer caught the punch and cracked one eye open. Please refrain from associating with me, Uchiha. Due to our test, you are going to need that hand of yours to pass and I would hate to have to explain it to the council why your wrist is broken. Sasuke's face began to grimace as Naruto's hand tightened around his wrist. Now dismiss yourself from my presence. Sasuke moved away as usual, rubbing his wrist and his fangirls surrounded him. Why are you always antagonizing Sasuke? One of them said angrily at the boy. Yeah, he is the last Uchiha. Now does it look like I really care about his status? And he is not the last Uchiha, he is the last loyal male Uchiha, that is all. Alright, you all know who already passed, just picture that Naruto used the Tsuchi Bunshin. A day later, the classmates that passed the test appeared in the classroom sat there, chatting. Naruto chose to sit by Hinata as Iruka called out their teams. He had the unfortunate luck of the draw to get the resident emo who always challenged him to a fight, Sasuke Uchiha, and on the upside, he got his old-time friend Sakura, though it would be difficult to make her see the light. Soon they departed for a break. Immediately Sasuke said, "Fight me, Uzumaki. Look, we already went through this situation for the 433rd time. I will not fight you unless it is deemed necessary. We are supposed to be a team and I will not have your petty challenges and selfishness get in the way of this." "Alright, Sasuke-san," Naruto said in an authoritative, monotone voice. Then he stood up. "I'm hungry, do any of you two like to go to a restaurant?" Sasuke huffed and Sakura was a bit indecisive. She wanted to eat, but then Sasuke would be alone or she could stay to ask Sasuke to date her or at least acknowledge her, but he would ignore her as always. She made a decision. She chose to go with Naruto to Yakiniki-Q. As they ate, Naruto asked, "So Sakura-san, have you been keeping up with your training?" The Haruno winced a bit at the suffix, but deep down, she knew that she deserved it. After the Uchiha massacre, she saw Sasuke lose his smile and she wanted to be the one who brought it back. In result, she broke off her friendship with Ino and Naruto to become her rival and ignored the Jinchuriki for the past 4 years, passing him off as annoying. "I have been slacking off a bit, but I will try not to bring this team down, Naruto," she replied after she swallowed her meat down her throat. "Good to hear, but I am not worried about you that much. Sure, you may be the weakest person on our team in terms of strength, but in mind, that is different. I am worried about Uchiha-san. The massacre has seemed to have a deep effect on him more than he let on." Naruto replied, "What do you mean? The fact that his sibling destroyed his clan members to only 2 has caused an alarming effect on his mind. I think that Sasuke is like a lone wolf, he believes that he doesn't need anyone but himself, therefore this team is useless." Sakura said, "Maybe if you fight him, he will be willing to work with us." Naruto shook his head. "No, then his inferiority complex will kick in, he wants to be strong enough to kill his brother. I am a measuring tool to him ever since I broke the record, plus I'm physically stronger than Choji and faster than Kiba even in the bestial form." Sakura said, "So what do you suggest? I know Sasuke-kun is like that a bit. The one I can actually see who can tolerate and deal with him is you, but he will not notice you if you keep asking him on dates. He likes strong women like his mother, Makoto-san. Therefore you must not slack off on your own training if you want to win Sasuke's heart and bring back his smile back, Sakura-san." Sakura stuttered, "Why you think that I can do it? You or Ino-san are the closest to do it, but you seem more determined than her." Naruto said with a smile, "Okay, looks like it is time to return back to meet our sensei." 2 hours later, Sakura and Naruto's eyes were twitching and Sasuke was just sitting there, brooding and glancing at Naruto once in a while. Finally a silver-haired man with his headband over his right eye walked in with his orange book in hand. "Ohio." Sakura said, interrupting, "You are late, sensei. I'm sorry, I got lost on the road of life." Naruto thought with a sweat drop, that was the worst lie I have ever heard in my existence. The Jonin said, "Meet me on the roof, so we can introduce ourselves in some new scenery." Serenity said to Naruto, "That is Kakashi Hatake, former Anbu commander, codename Inu. He is known as Sharingan no Kakashi or the Copy Ninja. He is said to know over 1,000 jutsu and his eye was obtained by Obito Uchiha, his own teammate who was killed in action during the Third Great Shinobi War, and his other teammate, Rin, is missing, presumed dead." Naruto thought, "So Inu-san is here, never knew he was so late in crucial things, at least he wasn't late when he was in the Anbu Black Ops. The four of them reached the roof and the genin sat on the steps while Kakashi sat on the railing. Alright, now let's introduce ourselves, likes, dislikes, hobbies, etc., he said. How about you start off, sensei? You are kind of suspicious, Sakura said. Kakashi replied, fine, I'm Kakashi Hatake. My likes, you don't need to know. My dislikes, my hobbies, I have lots of them in my dream, maybe later. Your turn. Every genin's thought was he only given out his name. I'm Sakura Haruno, my likes are Anmitsu and a certain boy, my dislikes are arguing and my rival Ino Yamanaka, my hobbies are sewing and dancing, my dream is to become a great kunoichi. I'm Naruto Uzumaki, my likes are my friends, training and food, my dislikes are traitors, arrogant people, needless fighting and corrupt people as well as a certain fox, my hobbies are cooking, training and playing the violin or piano, my dream is to become a strong ninja. Sasuke Uchiha, I have little likes, my dislikes are cowards, my brother and weaklings, my hobbies are training and my dream, ambition is to kill a man that has wronged my clan. You know, Naruto said, it is no secret that Itachi Uchiha, your brother killed your clan, Sasuke, you can say it out loud. Alright, enough, just so you know, you are technically not genin yet. Kakashi said as he noticed that Sasuke was about to retort. What? Sakura said in surprise. Yes, you must pass my test tomorrow, but the scary part is that this test has 66.6% chance of failure. Meet me at training area 3 at 8 in the morning and don't eat or you will throw up. The team departed and trained a bit in preparation of the test. Naruto slept in since Serenity gave the information that Kakashi was always 2 hours late unless it was for a mission and ate a breakfast of cereal and buttered toast. When he reached the training area, he found that Sakura and Sasuke were hungry, tired and looking a bit pissed. Where were you, Naruto? You were never late until now, Sakura said angrily. I asked around about our sensei after we parted ways, turns out that he has a chronic lateness thing. He is always late by 2 or 3 hours unless the Hokage requested of him. Naruto somewhat lied. Then the Jinchuriki took off his pack and began to assemble a crossbow, making Sasuke ask, what are you doing, Uzumaki? Setting up traps, whatever the test is, we are going to have to fight him. Sasuke said, how do you know that we are going to fight him? He obviously said it, the training ground. You can't come here unless you are physically training and have a ninja license. Also he told us no to eat anything to make us weaker, more susceptible to getting tired. Naruto explained as he tested the bolt, which sank into the tree that he was aiming at. Good, now to place them. Naruto said to himself. Using wires, he set up traps at points he hoped that Kakashi wouldn't notice and made sure that his teammates were watching where he put them, so they could avoid it. Now, I will need the two of you to work with me, so we can pass whatever test we got. Sasuke demanded, why, you realize that you are weak. Uchiha, neither you nor I have the power or experience in defeating a Jonin-level ninja. Kakashi-sensei was once the student of the Yondaime Hokage, meaning that he is very powerful. Unless we can put aside our differences, we have absolutely no chance in winning at all. Naruto said, in terms of fighting, he is much on the level of Itachi, maybe slightly lower. Plus we all don't want to go back to the academy, right? Sasuke reluctantly nodded and said, fine, but if this doesn't work, I am taking him out myself. Agreed. Soon Kakashi came into the clearing. Yo! You are late, Sakura shouted. The Jonin ignored her as he pulled out an alarm clock and put 3 bentos on top of the stumps. Okay, it is almost time. Kakashi said, listen up, I am only explaining this once. The 3 genin stood to attention as the silver-haired Jonin held out 2 bells attached to strings and stated, your objective, to get these bells from me under the time limit. You can use ninjutsu, taijutsu, genjutsu, anything to get these bells from me. Sakura said, what happened to the one who doesn't get a bell? That person will be tied to the stumps and watch as the rest of his or her teammates and myself eat a bento in front of them. When fighting me, I suggest that you come at me with lethal force. Kakashi said seriously. Sasuke said, HMPH, I bet all of us can kick your without breaking a sweat. So says the Rookie of the Year. Sasuke bristled in anger and charged at him with a kunai in hand. Naruto's eyes caught Kakashi's movements as the Jonin took the Uchiha's armed hand to place it behind the head of the young genin. Ma, I didn't tell you guys to start yet, Kakashi said with an eye smile. He is very fast, I could hardly keep up with him a bit when he did that maneuver. Well, he is my father's best student due to his record. Naruto thought. The Jonin released Sasuke and said, okay, ready, start. Everyone separated into the bushes and Kakashi took out a look as he thought, everyone is hidden well, wait, Naruto, he disappeared. Suddenly the Jonin took a few steps forward and Sakura pulled a string to activate one of Naruto's traps, a crossbow shot 3 bolts and Kakashi jumped back only for a rope to wrap around his ankle. The Jonin quickly cut the rope off to jump back into another crossbow trap. How the hell did I not see this at all? All of these traps are well hidden, surely Sasuke nor Sakura couldn't have. Naruto, the Jonin thought to himself. Naruto smirked as he signaled Sasuke to join in the fray. Looks like he has figured it out now for the Uchiha to lure over to the real trap while Sakura is setting up the grand finale. The Uchiha leapt in the air as he flipped through hand signs and shouted, Kaden, Gukaku no Jutsu. Kakashi's eyes widened. Even a genin shouldn't be able to do that jutsu yet either. Kakashi replaced himself with a log only for a trap to activate and shoot out kunai at the Jonin. The Yondaime's former student ran into the forest to avoid them and saw Sakura running and he followed her silently. Soon he came into a place where Sakura was muttering, where is Sasuke-kun? Kakashi sighed in relief and said, Sakura, behind you. She turned to see Kakashi use a seal as he stated, Megan, Narakumi no Jutsu. Sakura was silent and then she screamed and fell backwards. Kakashi said, finally, something, then he heard Sakura shout, Fubaku Hojin. The explosive tags surrounding Kakashi placed on 4 trees trapped the Jonin, causing him to be unable to move. Then Naruto came out to take the bells and said, good job, Sakura. We passed the test regardless that these aren't the real bells. What? Sakura said. That was the Kage Bunshin no Jutsu after one hit, he slapped the clone and it dissipates into a puff of smoke. Come on, I sense that Kakashi is at the stumps with Sasuke. Stump, each of you has passed, I am surprised that you 3 were able to work together despite that you didn't get the bells. Sakura said, actually, sensei, Naruto was the one who figured out the test and all, plus he did set up the traps. Kakashi thought, so he was the one who did it, fits his profile as a bit of a strategist like Shikamaru. He must have convinced the 2 of them to work together through some logic. Then he said, look at this stone holds the names of all of the ninjas, who gladly gave their lives for this village, so I want you to remember this, those who break the rules are trash, but those who abandon their comrades are worse than trash. Naruto gave a soft smile. You know, the way he said that was kind of cool. He thought to himself. Kakashi said, all right, while we eat, I need to know what are your jutsu, strengths and weaknesses. Sasuke said, I know my family jutsu, which are all Kaden jutsu, the academy jutsu, taijutsu. I don't pay attention to my weaknesses. Sakura replied, I have good chakra control, taijutsu and only know the academy jutsu, my weaknesses are stamina and arsenal of jutsu. Naruto replied, I know all of the D-rank jutsu in this village and can perform them without hand signs, some of the C-rank, taijutsu, my weaknesses are genjutsu, almost practically the whole library is my arsenal as of this moment. Everyone's eyes widened, what? Yeah, after each day, I went to the library to learn jutsu besides the academy jutsu. The D rank I have in my arsenal such as the Shunshin or Kanashibari are all mastered, all I need is the chakra molding. Sasuke thought, this loser mastered his jutsu to the point of no hand signs. Just how powerful you are, Uzumaki. Kakashi said, this is particular, but he shouldn't be able to progress this fast with those seals on his mind. Then he said, alright, then, Team 7 will officially start their mission first thing in the afternoon tomorrow. With that, each of them left to their homes. Naruto was walking home until an Anbu with a Neko mask attached to her face. Uzumaki-san, Hokage-sama would like to see you for a moment. Naruto nodded silently and the woman took the young ninja to the tower. When they reached and walked inside the door, Sarutobi said, ah, Naruto, come in, I assume that you know why you are here. Naruto said quietly, I assumed that Kakashi-sensei notified you that I can do D-rank jutsu without using any hand signs and my extraordinary capabilities. Yes, that is correct, you know the whole library and you can do D-rank jutsu without hand signs. Yes, I can, it's easier considering that I have no parents and hardly any friends, I didn't have to do anything except train, sleep and go to the academy. Most of them are clan heirs and their parents are still wary of me because of me holding the Kyuubi no Kitsune. Naruto stated. Sarutobi and Neko flinched and the Anbu said, how do you know about that? Mizuki happened to tell me before I beat the shit out of him until he turned into a meat puppet. Now the real question is why you didn't tell me about it. Most of the village's population knows about my secret except me, how the hell does that work? Sarutobi said, it was in the best interest that you didn't know about it until you were ready to know. Naruto said with a hint of anger, oh and when was that going to be? When I became a Chunin. Jonin. Anbu, you could have told me when I got out of the academy, so I could have figured out a way to use its power rather than stumbling on it and going out destroying things like a common child playing with scissors. I could have potentially killed someone by accident. Sarutobi replied, that could have been one of the scenarios, so I took some precautions in the events of that scenario. So it was you who authorized those seals on me as well? Naruto questioned, what are you talking about? Sarutobi said, don't play dumb with me, Hokage-sama. I am talking about the Yamanaka seals that inhibit my mind. You authorized it and don't try to lie to me. I have trained myself to sense when people lie. When you lie, your eyes tend to flicker up to the left, indicating that you are story-weaving instead of remembering events. Quote, Sarutobi sighed in defeat and replied, yes, I authorized those seals to be placed on you and those were the only ones that put there. So you could be a bit hindered in the intelligence department, but how did you know about them? I destroyed them last night. The Kyuubi was so grateful to tell me about them and in turn, I stole some of its chakra to destroy them the night Iruka-sensei was hospitalized. I understand your position, but you should have told me about this to avoid this conversation that we are having now. Sarutobi bowed his head slightly as he muttered, just like Yakumo-san. Naruto heard his muttering due to his advanced hearing and thought, serenity, check the database of the whole population, search for the name of Yakumo. Searching, 30 hits on the name of Yakumo, both civilian and ninja. Narrow it down, she is a former ninja and has a seal placed on her. Yakumo Kurama, the heiress of the Kurama clan and sole survivor of the main branch. Her mind was sealed by her tutor, Kurenai Yuhi by order of the third Hokage. Her clan's specialty is genjutsu, their illusions are so powerful that they can create real effects. Due to the drawbacks of her power since she was the most powerful of them, causing her body to become very fragile and created a second personality, dubbed as the Edo. It is a monster that could take over and use her power for destructive purposes. Yakumo uses her paintings as a medium to direct it. She is currently under surveillance by Anbu and medics. Naruto said, Serenity, what is my blood type? AB positive, hers is the blood type O positive. I see, I will need you to convert my blood type to O positive. Yes, Naruto-sama, it will take 2 weeks to do so. Naruto was silent and then thought, postpone that until I tell you to do so. Understood. Naruto turned to Sarutobi, who was talking, but luckily Serenity brought him up to speed, so Sarutobi or Neiko wouldn't get suspicious about him talking to the Kyuubi. Naruto answered, "Fine, Sarutobi Jii-san. Good, now that we understand each other for now, I will let you go, just promise me that you will not contact the Kyuubi under no circumstances, got it?" Naruto nodded, "Of course I won't, the bastard was rather too rude, demanding me to release it from its prison and he will think about sparing me." With that, he left the presence of Sarutobi and Neiko to go home. Sarutobi thought, I guess that I can trust you, Naruto, but I will have Kakashi keep an eye on you. The Jinchuriki went into his makeshift work study and sat down to work on his latest project. By using some of the nanites that were infused with the Kyuubi's chakra, he could harness it without calling on the Kyuubi itself, extracting the nanites from his blood and putting into the half-sphere of the metal gloves on top. He named it the CK-X gloves, also known as the corrosive Kyuubi X gloves. Finally, it is complete. Now to test it. He put one of the gloves and it glows with a blood red-orange light as Naruto activated it by tapping the glove's half-sphere. He put it on and pointed the glove at the dummy that he set up. He soon found out that he could have the chakra cover his fist without burning himself and sent out blasts of the chakra before the nanites had to recharge themselves. He could only do 5 consecutive blasts, each of them were the size of the average human head and the dummy was reduced to flaming pieces. Success, but it seems that it dims a bit after each use. He took them off and then he put them aside to settle down for the night. After 3 weeks, Naruto laid low, considering he knew that Kakashi was ordered to watch over him. As soon as he caught Tora for the 55th time in his life, he decided to deal with Tora's problem. "Tora, sweetie, come to mommy," Lady Shijimi called out, and then Naruto felt Tora's claws sink into his chest and said, "Lady Shijimi, before I hand Tora over to you, may I speak?" "You may." Naruto took a deep breath and said, "I believe that I know the problem over Tora's habit of running away." "Oh, what is it?" "With all due respect, Lady Shijimi, but I believe it is the way you are handling her. Excuse me, you are practically smothering Tora a bit too much. I am going to set Tora down in the middle and let her come to either of us. Hokage-sama will know the instant I use chakra at all, in case you believe that I am controlling her." He set Tora down in the middle and said, "Stay, Tora, good girl." Then the Kyuubi Jinchuriki went over to the end, further away from the middle, and Lady Shijimi would have the advantage. "Here, Tora, come to mommy," Shijimi called out. Tora stiffened and looked at her once and then ran towards Naruto, who picked up the female cat and petted her gently as he walked toward the Fire Lady. "Mistress, as of this moment, Tora is afraid of you because of the way you handle her. To prevent this, I want to help you, so Tora will never leave your side." He spent the next 20 minutes, showing the Fire Lady how to properly hold and care for Tora. Soon Tora grew comfortable in her owner's arms and Lady Shijimi said, "Thanks, what is your name, young man?" "Naruto Uzumaki, at your service, ma'am." "Naruto, thank you for helping me with Tora, you took quite a risk there." Naruto smiled. Taking risks to help others is a part of the ninja's job description. Then he looked at Tora as he scratched her chin. "Now you behave, Tora, got it?" Tora purred and let out a soft meow indicating that she was happy, and Naruto smiled, "Good." Lady Shijimi left the Hokage Tower after giving him a favor card, telling him that he could ask of her or her husband. Soon Sasuke turned to the Hokage and said, "Hokage-sama, can we have a better mission than doing these chores, please?" Sarutobi replied, "I am sorry, Sasuke, but you are not experienced enough to handle a C-rank mission, you are merely rookies." The Uchiha argued, and how exactly D-rank missions are supposed to ready us for a C-rank missions in the future? Considering the fact that most genin die on mere C-rank missions are high, going on one C-rank for at least once a month could prepare new genin to act accordingly. Naruto thought, it seems that Sasuke tends to grow a brain miraculously when he wants something. Sarutobi thought to himself, he is right, I guess we could test it. Let's see how Team 7 handles a C rank mission. He pulled a scroll from the C pile and said, "Fine, Team 7, you will escort a man back to his village, protecting him from bandits. Send the client please." Suddenly an old man with a straw hat and a sake bottle appeared in the doorway. "What is this? All I get are snot-nosed brats." The Jinchuriki replied coolly, "Would you rather leave us leave you at the mercy of whoever wants you and the money you have?" The man shut up quickly and Naruto said, "I thought so. I'm Tazuna, a renowned bridge builder, and I expect you all to protect me with your lives." Kakashi turned to his genin and said, "Team, I want you to pack for at least 2 weeks and meet back at 1100 hours. Gates Sakura, Sasuke and Tazuna came at the gate at 10:30 and then Kakashi showed up at 10:45 along with Naruto, who was wearing a tight, dark gray shirt and tight black pants with hexagon signs AN, picture South Pole logo traveling up to his knees. On the back of the gray shirt was a black cross. He also had his new CK gloves on his hands, only his pointer fingers were exposed. He also had black shinobi sandals and 2 kunai holsters on each leg. "What is up with the attire, Naruto?" Sakura asked. "I figure something is going to happen and needed to get rid of that jumpsuit." Naruto replied when in actuality, the jumpsuit was a chakra inhibitor along with a tracking seal itself, planted by one of the Anbu that hated him. His or her codename was Panther and he made a mental note to prank and or humiliate the bastard. Then Sasuke asked, "What about the gloves and gold rings around your wrists?" "The gloves are to regulate chakra to act as a repulsion device or send out blasts of flaming chakra. They can also burn the person or thing that I am aiming or punching at. As for the rings, they are suppressing my chakra." They left immediately and they were silent until Sakura decided to break the silence. Sakura said, "So, Tazuna-san." Tazuna said, "What?" Sakura asked, "You are from the Wave Country, right?" Tazuna answered, "So what of it?" Sakura turned to Kakashi, "Are there any ninjas in that country?" Kakashi said, "No, not in Wave, but there are others. The culture and customs are different, but hidden villages do exist along with their own ninja. In many countries, the meaning of a shinobi village is that it has military power. An island country like Wave doesn't hold any interference with a shinobi village and therefore doesn't need any ninja protecting them. Within the various countries, the ones that stand out are Konoha, Kiri, Kumo, Suna and Iwa. Thus they are referred to as the 5 great shinobi countries. They are ones that have leaders called Kages. The 5 Kages, Hokage, Mizukage, Raikage, Kazekage and the Tsuchikage are the ones that rule over the thousands of ninja all over the world." Sakura said, "So then we won't encounter any foreign ninjas?" Kakashi said, "Of course not, there is never any kind of ninja combat on a C rank mission." They passed a puddle and Naruto tapped his gloves to activate them just as he heard a whistling sound and he turned to see Kakashi trapped in a bladed chain with 2 mist ninja attached to the ends. "One down," one of them said. Then Kakashi was cut into bloodied chunks and then the ninjas appeared behind Naruto as they said in unison, "2 down." Naruto crossed his arms and aimed at their chest. "Yeah, 2 down." He blasted their chest point blank, causing severe burns on the torso and they fell to the floor, writhing in pain. Sasuke rushed in with ambition to attack one of the twins mercilessly while Naruto moved to the other one and placed him in a sleeper hold. "All right, Sasuke, he is unconscious, no need to punish his face now," he said calmly and Sasuke got off of him with a blush while Kakashi appeared out of the shadows. "Well done, you two." Sakura asked, "How did you?" The 3 ninja answered, "Kawarimi." Tazuna asked angrily, "Why did you do that? I need to see who they were after. It seemed that they were after you, Tazuna. Care to explain why these ninja are after you and don't even try to lie?" Kakashi said with a stare. Tazuna said, "My village is very poor and we didn't have enough money to afford over a C rank." Kakashi said, "Due to the ninja, That means that this should be a B rank or even an A- rank mission now. We are operating outside our duties now. Sakura said, I think that we should quit, this mission is way too advanced for us. Kakashi said in a serious tone, I suggest that you start telling us the reason, Tazuna-san. Tazuna said, the truth is, my village is very poor and there is a super dangerous man that is after my life now. His name is Gato. Kakashi said, the Gato of Gato Company. Tazuna nodded, he officially runs a shipping company, but secretly he sells drugs, illegal items and women along with children as slaves, using ninjas and thugs to take over countries and businesses. I understand that if you don't want to continue, my daughter would be miserable over my death and my grandson would hate Konoha with his whole heart. Kakashi and Naruto's sweat dropped, we will continue the mission. The Jonin said, Tree Fortress, failed. What the hell do you mean, failed? A short, pudgy man shouted. If you are supposed to be the best, I wouldn't have paid big for your skills. The man took his sword and held up dangerously close to the midget's face. Do stop your bitching, there's nothing to worry about. I, with Kubikiri Houcho, will take the hit myself along with my colleague here. Gato gulped, the enemy has hired ninjas with tremendous skills and since the Oni brothers have failed, they will on guard. The man said, HMPH, remember who you are speaking to, I'm Zabuza Momochi, the demon of the mist. Later in the forest, there. Naruto said, snapping a shuriken in the bushes. The two groups stopped as the Jinchuriki investigated to see a rabbit twitching and forth bubbling from its mouth. Sasuke snickered, only a rabbit. You are afraid of a rabbit. Naruto took the rabbit and gave it to Sakura to pet and soothe the scarred bunny, ignoring Sasuke's comment and asked, Sakura, what kind of hair is that? Sakura inspected the rabbit and said, it's a snow hare. Naruto nodded, that is right, their fur always changes colors with the seasons. Since it is spring now, its fur is supposed to be brown now. Sakura caught on, but its fur is white, which means, someone kept it as a pet and used it as a decoy. Which means, someone is, duck. Naruto shouted and he took Tazuna and Sakura. Sasuke and Kakashi also ducked to avoid a large sword spinning over their heads and sank into the tree. Kakashi said, Zabuza Momochi. Serenity said, Zabuza Momochi, an A-rank Nukenin from Kurigakure, specializes in water jutsu and the silent killing technique. He attempted to assassinate the Sandaime Mizukage, but the plan failed and he was forced to flee. He is also a former member of the 7 Shinobi Swordsmen of the Mist and the reason that the Bloody Genin exams were ended since he slaughtered over 100 students in cold blood to graduate. Naruto thought, looks like Sensei will have a bit of difficulty dealing with this guy. Zabuza said, sorry to bother you but I need you to hand over the old man. Kakashi said, unfortunately we can't do that. Team 7, protect Tazuna. Manji formation. He uncovered his headband to reveal his Sharingan. I will handle this. Zabuza said, a shame, oh well, at least I get to fight against you, Kakashi. Then Zabuza pulled out Kubikiri Houcho and stepped onto the lake, Ninku, Kurigakure no Jutsu. The rogue Jonin faded from their sight. Kakashi thought, since he is known to be proficient in the art of silent killing, he'll come after me first. Sakura shouted, the mist is getting thicker. Then Zabuza's disembodied voice, 8 choices, liver, lungs, spine, clavicle vein, jugular vein, brain, kidneys and heart. So many choices, which one should I go after? Then a blast of killing intent hit everyone, but Naruto shook it off due to the mob attacks. On the other hand, Sasuke was gripping his kunai and was freaking out. So, this is it. A battle between Jonin, the air is so thick with suspense, it makes you want to kill yourself to end it. Sasuke, calm down, I will protect you to my last breath. Kakashi said. They looked up in the Jonin's face as he said, I will not allow my comrades to die. Everyone blushed at the saying as Zabuza appeared in the middle of the Manji formation, I wouldn't bet on that. Zabuza swung the cleaver, game over. Kakashi moved quickly and stabbed Zabuza in the stomach, only for him to turn into water and the real Zabuza appeared behind the Jonin. "Sensei, behind you," Naruto cried out, but it was too late. Sakura screamed as Kakashi was sliced in half in front of her, but then the blood turned into water as well. What? A Mizu Bunshin, he was able to copy me in this mist. The ex-mist nin thought. "Don't move," Kakashi said as he held a kunai to his neck, "It's over." Zabuza chuckled. "You are good, Kakashi, I admit that. You managed to copy my Mizu Bunshin and actually made it say something you would say. On top of that, you yourself even used the Kurigakure no Jutsu to hide yourself. Clever, but not clever enough." Zabuza chuckled louder. "Hehehehe, it's over." "Yeah, right, the real Zabuza appeared behind the Sharingan wielder, I am not that easy to fool." Sakura said, "That one was a fake one too." Zabuza swung Kubikiri Houcho at the Jonin's head, but Kakashi ducked as Zabuza used the momentum and the pommel of his sword to send a powerful kick to Kakashi. Sakura shouted, "Sensei." Sasuke thought, "So he is strong in taijutsu and ninjutsu." "Caltrops," Zabuza said, looking at the bank of the river, "What do you think I am, a fool?" Kakashi popped out of the water. "Why is this water so heavy?" he thought. Then Zabuza appeared behind him, "Suiten, Suoro no Jutsu." Kakashi cursed, "Damn, I was too careless." Zabuza said, "It will be a bit easier if you can't move, we will finish things later." Mizu Bunshin no Jutsu. A clone appeared on the shore. "Hehe, you all play act ninja except for those three. But you know what? A real ninja is someone who has survived numerous brushes with death. Run. You three are no match for Zabuza and his clone can't follow you for long." Kakashi cried out, "Those who break the rules are trash, but those who abandon their comrades are worse than trash." Naruto stated as he ran forward at Zabuza with his right hand in flames. He jumped in the air and shouted, "Take this." Blaze Rush. He put out his fist out to the Mizu Bunshin, scorching it into steam and then took out a folded shuriken from his pack, Demon Wind Shuriken, Windmill of Shadows. He launched it at the man and Zabuza said, "Amateur." He caught the shuriken, but a second shuriken was sprang forward, but Zabuza jumped over it as he said, "No shuriken can touch me." The shuriken changed into the real Naruto with a kunai in hand and replied, "Then how about a kunai?" He launched it and Zabuza had to move to avoid it, only to suffer a scratch on his cheek. "You little brat," the swordsman yelled out, only for Kakashi to resurface in time to block Zabuza's assault on Naruto, catching the Fuma Shuriken on the back of his glove. "You are not touching my student," Kakashi said with a glare. Zabuza's eyes widened at the glare before regaining his composure. "Good work, Naruto. Your scheme was brilliant," Kakashi said with a smile. Then he glared at Zabuza, "Just so you know, the same trick doesn't work twice on me, so shall we?" Zabuza and Kakashi jumped away and did hand signs at breakneck speed, finally ending with the Tori sign. Suiten, Suiryuden no Jutsu. Everyone watched as the two water dragons battled it out. So many hand signs, but in seconds, he copied them perfectly. Sasuke thought. The water fell to see Kakashi and Zabuza at a standstill. Strange, what's going on? Zabuza thought as he jumped away. He copied my movements completely, Kakashi finished reading them. Zabuza thought in shock, the hell? Is he reading my mind? Damn it, that, Kakashi voiced, freaky eye is pissing me off, right? Zabuza shouted, "You can't beat me, you monkey bastard. I'll make it so you can never open that mouth again." He flipped through hand signs until he saw something unnerving, that is, me. That's impossible, is this a genjutsu? Kakashi saw his chance and shouted, "Suiten, Daibakufu no Jutsu." Zabuza said, "What, impossible?" He was blasted by the water vortex as he thought, he did my jutsu before I was able to perform it. His back slammed into the tree and Kakashi threw kunai, pinning him to the tree. "It's over. Zabuza Momochi," he said, "can you see into the future?" Zabuza said fearfully. Quote, yes. The copycat answered, I saw your future, death. Before the Nukenin could reply, 2 needles stuck themselves deeply into his neck. Heh heh, it seemed your prediction came true. The Konoha ninja along with Tazuna turned to see a masked figure in a tree. Kakashi checked Zabuza's pulse, seeing that he was truly dead. Thank you for helping me take down Zabuza. The hunter ninja said with a bow. Kakashi said, you're welcome, Hunter Nin. The Hunter Nin shunshined down and grabbed the corpse. Your battle is over for now and he must be disposed of or the enemy will reveal our secrets. Then Kakashi took down his headband and fell on the floor, unable to move. Tazuna's house, are you two going to be alright? Tsunami asked worriedly. Kakashi answered, we should recover in a week and Zabuza will have to do the same. Sakura shouted, with you down, how can we defeat someone that even you couldn't defeat? Training, first thing in the morning. Kakashi answered, okay, today I am going to teach you how to climb trees using chakra only. To do so, you must send chakra to the soles of your feet and walk, or in this case, run up the tree. Use your kunai to mark your progress if you fall off and then try to surpass that mark. If you can master this type of exercise, then there is no jutsu that you can't master. Kakashi explained to his team. Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura pulled out their kunai from their pouch and ran at their designated tree in front of them. Sasuke moved up quickly on his tree, but then he accidentally put too much chakra and crushed the bark. He pushed off the trunk and managed to cut his mark on the tree before he bounced off from tree to tree until he landed on the ground. Naruto ran up his tree for a bit and then he felt his control slipping, so he grabbed a branch and sat on it before he lost his footing and slashed his mark. He noticed that he was slightly behind Sasuke, but it was due to his own capacity of chakra. This is easy, Sakura said, and everyone looked to see that Sakura was sitting on a branch way higher than Naruto. Looks like the one with the best chakra control is Sakura, Kakashi said with his lone eye smiling. Then he thought, but I would never expect Naruto to get close to Sasuke that easily in this exercise since he has the most chakra here, exceeding my own. Naruto jumped down from his position and tried again, getting much farther than where he marked at. He went back to the ground again as he thought, this is interesting, so the objective is to find the right amount of chakra to use. You do too much and you will crush the tree, and if you do too little, you don't stick and fall off the tree. I was a bit close, time to see if I can get this the right way. The Jinchuriki walked to his tree and put his foot on the tree. When he was sure that he had the right amount, he placed his other foot on the tree and slowly walked up his tree. Sasuke looked at the Jinchuriki and was incensed that he was surpassing him in this exercise as Naruto came back down a few minutes later from reaching the top. Naruto noticed this and walked towards him and whispered, I know that you don't want my help, but if you want to master your own jutsu in this exercise, you will need to calm down. Sasuke thought to himself, calm down? What is that supposed to? Wait, if I become calm, I can become focused on this exercise to find the right amount of chakra to use. Alright, Dobi, let's see if your theory is correct. Sasuke ran up the tree and got farther than Naruto's second mark on his third try and he smirked, looks like you were right. Naruto. Alright, looks like everyone has gotten the hang of it. Now if you want to increase your chakra capacity, you can keep doing this exercise until you feel slightly exhausted or out of breath. So Sasuke, Sakura, you have the option of continuing if you want. Naruto, you can do other training and tomorrow, you will guard Tazuna. Kakashi instructed. Naruto nodded at this and Sasuke said, wait a minute, why doesn't he have to do the exercise anymore? Because, Uchiha, I have the chakra capacity rivaling the average cage level shinobi and sensei did say that it was optional, but it would be a waste of time doing the exercise with my chakra levels. As to why I have that much chakra, which is probably your next question, I believe that I have inherited it from one of my parents or something. The Jinchuriki bowed respectfully to Kakashi and said, I will be at the house. Then he turned to walk to the house and unsealed his new blueprints of his latest projects, One was a metal gauntlet with a hidden blade mechanism, another was a small disc that explodes on impact, and lastly a leather glove that was covered with metal and had claws on the end of the fingers too. He also wanted a crossbow, but the ones in Konoha were made out of white pine or Douglas fir. He needed something made out of hickory or oak. He was lucky enough to find out that Wave Country had an abundance of oak trees. Now all he needed was a blacksmith to mold the bolts and make the gauntlets, so he ventured into the town and found a blacksmith at work. "Hello, kid, are you a bit young to be wielding a weapon?" the man asked. He was a bronze-colored man with a beard and appeared to be in his 40s, wearing a black vest with an apron and blue pants. His hair was a dark purple and his eyes were forest green. "Yes, I am. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. I am a ninja and a bit of an inventor." "The name's Nekoshi Murama. So you are one of the guys that Tazuna hired, huh? What do you need?" "I want you to make 2 gauntlets, one made out of metal and the other one will be leather with metal covering it to protect my hand. The metal gauntlet will have a 4.5-inch blade hidden inside of HT. Also I need at least 100 bolts for a crossbow. Do you have enough metal for that?" Nekoshi replied, "Unfortunately I don't. I have been making weapons for Gado's men. It is the only reason why my establishment is still up, but I will have to thank them a bit since the money I used was for Tazuna to hire you guys." Naruto took a scroll from his pouch and unsealed a large slab of metal that he had. "Will this do?" Nekoshi smiled. "This is enough to make twice of your bolts and have some left over to make your gauntlets. It will take me about 3 days to finish all of them." Naruto nodded and he said, "Here are the plans. I will be back to pay you when it is finished." The Jinchuriki went in the woods to see Sasuke running up the tree again and Sakura was resting against her tree. Serenity, check chakra levels of subject Sasuke Uchiha and subject Sakura Haruno. Naruto said, and his eyes became cybernetic and dilate much like a camera's lens to scan their bodies. Sasuke Uchiha currently has 34% of his chakra left and Sakura has only 40% of her chakra. Serenity replied, I guess I could help Sakura out tomorrow, she looks very tired as it is." Naruto thought to himself, time to train. The secretive boy moved to a tree and began to practice his taijutsu moves and combos of punches and kicks until Kakashi recalled each of them back to the house at the end of the day for dinner. March 23, aka 2 p.m. Bridge. Naruto was hard at work. He decided to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, using Kage Bunshin to help work on the bridge as well as keeping a close eye on Tazuna was a good idea. Since the Kage Bunshin wasn't a big deal on his reserves. He also realized quickly that information was given to the original user after a clone was dispelled. He knew that for him, it was the ultimate training regiment for a person like him. What do you mean? You want to stop, Gichi? Tazuna said in utter surprise and disbelief. Naruto glanced over to see his client arguing with his old-time friend. Gichi replied, "It's too dangerous to work on this now, Gado is much too strong." Tazuna gritted his teeth and replied, "Fine, but I am not giving up. He can threaten me all he wants, but I will not stop until this bridge is finished. Gichi, you don't have to come in tomorrow." The old man picked up a board and turned to work on the bridge. Later on, Naruto and Tazuna went to the grocery store to buy food, but the Jinchuriki frowned at the state of the village. There was hardly any food and he was shocked to see that a mere child was forced to resort to begging to get food and saw how his eyes lit up when he gave him some candy. "I am going to make sure that this bridge is completed, no one will stop this from happening," Naruto thought as he clenched his gloved fist. That night, Sakura noticed a torn picture on the wall, prompting Tazuna to tell the story of Kaisa's life and death at the hands of Gado. Naruto went towards the door and Sakura asked, "Where are you going, Naruto?" "It is dark outside. To train a bit, I might be late," he answered as he went out the door and traveled deep into the woods to train until he fell unconscious from exhaustion. Soon he was awakened by a pretty girl dressed in a pink yukata with a black ribbon tied around her neck. "You know, it is bad to sleep out here without Gado's men lurking about." "I could say the same about you. It is not like thugs to not harass a pretty lady such as yourself, miss. I'm Naruto Uzumaki. Haku is my name. What are you doing here, Naruto-san? I was training. I am a ninja. I want to be strong to protect the people here. No one should suffer like this. Kids shouldn't be out begging for food on the streets. Naruto said in a serious tone. Haku reflected back to her hardships as an orphan until she met her master. Well, keep working hard on it, Naruto-san. I am sure that you are pretty strong as it is. Thanks, Haku-san. Make sure that Zabuza heals up soon. Haku stiffened and the Jinchuriki said to her, "You're sent and I recognize your voice when we met you 2 days earlier. I am not going to kill you. I am going to extend the same courtesy to you since you obviously had the chance to kill me in my sleep, but for some reason you didn't." Haku nodded silently and left, passing Sasuke along the way. "Who was that girl you were talking to?" Sasuke asked his teammate curiously as he watched her. "She was the one who graciously woke me up before you arrived here. In exchange I was helping her collect herbs for her sick father. I never did catch her name though," Naruto replied. Sasuke dismissed the answer and said, "Whatever, come on, Kakashi needs us to watch Tazuna-san again." The Jinchuriki nodded, knowing that this mission got a bit harder. Could he really kill Haku after all? Since he caught a glimpse of sadness in her eyes that she didn't want to kill as well, he would have to find that out when he faced her along with Zabuza later in the week. March 25th, AK 7 p.m. Tazuna's house. Team 7 came in the house, joining Tazuna's small family for dinner. Each of them has mastered a jutsu from Kakashi over the week and they were a bit happy. Sakura learned Magen, Narakumi, Sasuke learned Kaden, Hausenka and Naruto learned Suiten, Mizoripa. Inari glared at Naruto, who noticed and asked, "What's wrong? Why do you even bother to try hard at all? No matter how hard you train, you are no match for Gato and his men. No matter how hard you boast or how hard you work, in the end, when you are facing the strong, the weak are always killed. You guys come in here, laughing and smiling like idiots. No one can defeat Gato, no one." Naruto sighed, "Whatever, kid, I am going out since I lost my appetite and before I might do something that I will regret in the end. So good night, Tsunami-san, Tazuna-san." But Inari had to get the last words in. "I would hate to be you. You know nothing about this country, yet you are being so nosy about it. What the hell do you know about me? I am different than you. You are always acting as if everything is going to be fine and being all cheerful. You know nothing about suffering." Slap. Naruto backhanded the boy across the face, making Inari clatter to the floor. "Don't you ever assume that people have not suffered at all, boy. The things that I have been through, you would have never survived. You would have wished you were dead, so stop sniveling and whining like a newborn baby. Maybe if you grow a pair like your grandfather did, you would see that the power that Gato holds in money, HMPH, it is a shame, Kaiza-san would have been so disappointed in you. In fact, he would hate to be you." Sakura said as she touched his shoulder. "Naruto, you have said enough." He shrugged off her hand off her shoulder and gave Tsunami a healing balm from his pouch. "Here, that should bring down the swelling on his cheek and I am sorry for striking your son." With that, he went out the door to visit Nekoshi as he always did at this time of night. He knocked on the door and a woman opened the door. She was very beautiful and had short, curly black hair up to her shoulder and hazel eyes. Her skin was a light golden brown. "Why, hello again, Naruto-kun. Nekoshi Koi is out back. Come on in," she said with a caring smile. "Thanks, Ayaka-san." Just then Nekoshi came in. "Hey, Naruto, the bolts and the leather gauntlet are finished, but the other one isn't just yet. Thanks for telling me about that. I just needed to clear my head for a bit." "Oh, how so?" the man asked. Inari. "Oh, he must have said something that hit close to home. I bet." Kaiza and Inari were very close and when he was killed, Inari was affected the most. Naruto replied, "I know, but he has to realize that there are others who have suffered other than him, some more than he has. Nekoshi placed a hand on his shoulder. True, but you can't blame him at all, he has never encountered ninja before. Well, enough of this doom and gloom business. Come, I will show you your crossbow, I even made an extra one for you as well. The ninja followed Nekoshi into the shop and the blacksmith gave him the crossbow. Naruto took a bolt and placed in the crossbow, then shot it at a makeshift target. Amazing, there is almost no heavy recoil from it, Naruto said as he placed it back down and went to get the bolt. Then he noticed a sword. It was a black sword that resembled a cross if you held it at the blade. 3. What is with the sword? He asked. Oh, that, it was a memory of my younger days. I was a swordsman once until I met Ayaka and San. Naruto turned to see a 6-year-old girl with black, curly hair like her mother and her father's green eyes with tan skin, wearing a blue nightgown run up to Nekoshi for a hug. Maya-chan, Nekoshi said, what have I told you about running in the shop? Not to, the girl said innocently, and then she turned to Naruto. Hi, Naruto Nichan. Hey, Maya-chan, you look very pretty, you got your mother's looks for sure. Maya giggled, you said that already, but thank you. Nekoshi mock glared at Naruto as he said, hey, no courting my daughter, Naruto. I don't care if you are a ninja and my favorite customer. Naruto laughed and then Ayaka walked inside. There you are, you little rascal. It is time for you to go to bed, young lady. Maya pouted as Nekoshi gave her to Ayaka and the blacksmith said, well, Naruto, are you feeling a bit better now? Yeah, I am, your daughter reminded me of my promise that I made, to free this village from the clutches of Gato. I will be back in the morning to get the gauntlet, thanks for your time and the crossbows. Naruto said as he left. After the Jinchuriki left, Nekoshi looked at the black sword hanging on the wall and said, well, Katami, it looks like you may have a new successor. Meanwhile, one of the thugs that was patrolling happened to see Naruto walk out of the shop and the moon's light shined to see his headband. The thug grinned a bit and he ran back to the base to tell his boss about Nekoshi's new customer. March 26th, AK Tazuna's house. Naruto woke up to find that his team along with Tazuna left for the bridge. The Jinchuriki left the house to go straight to Nekoshi's shop and planned to join his team at the bridge. He was greeting with the sight of Nekoshi's shop trashing and heard a commotion inside. Suddenly a thug was thrown out of the window and fell unconscious. Naruto ran inside to see Nekoshi armed with a sword, fighting off thugs left and right. The boy acted by taking out a kunai from one of his hexagonal seals after he bit his thumb to wipe blood on it. He slashed the thug's back, making him arch in pain, and then Naruto kicked him out the same window his companion was thrown out of. The thugs were alerted to the new threat and attacked the Jinchuriki. I can't risk using any jutsu or my X-gloves right now to conserve my energy. If they are here, that means that Haku and Zabuza are attacking at the bridge as well. He thought to himself. Naruto ducked under a slash from a thug's sword and gave him a punch to the face to stab at his leg. He moved to the left and slashed at another's arm, but the brigand avoided it and went low for Naruto's legs. The Jinchuriki jumped and kicked the thug in the face, making him fly into the furnace, and he screamed in pain before he died burning. Just then Nekoshi fell to the ground and Naruto screamed out, Nekoshi. He slashed and stabbed furiously through the 3 remaining thugs to get to the fallen man. Are you alright? Naruto asked. Be behind you. Naruto quickly launched his kunai behind him, which lodged itself into his last adversary's throat, and Nekoshi used his remaining strength to lift his sword upward and stab the man in the chest. What happened? The thugs broke into my shop. I was able to hide Maya and Ayaka in the cellar before I was able to get my sword to block them. Damn bastard got me with that sneaky stab in my leg. It seems that the years grew on me. Nekoshi coughed up blood and Naruto said, hold on, I will get you to a doctor, you will be all better. And no, Naruto, it is too late, for me. No, it's not, we could get you to a hospital, come on, stay with me, Nekoshi. You have Maya and Ayaka to think about. Nekoshi smiled, he, if you knew my real name, you wouldn't save me at all. What? My real name is Kazuma Murama, the Black Cross, a former Kiri ninja and former member of the 7 Shinobi Swordsmen of the Mist. So you knew Zabuza, Serenity said. He also killed a village populated with over 400 people and he slaughtered them, women, men and children. Yeah, I knew him, he was a bloodthirsty kid, so that's who Gato hired, huh? Yeah, Naruto said, crying a bit, and Nekoshi put his hand on the Jinchuriki's shoulder. Hey, don't worry about me, right now, you have got to protect your friends, so. I want you to take everything here, including my sword, Katami. She will serve you well. Naruto said, but Naruto, don't question me, you are like the son that I never had. Now please grant my final request please. The Jinchuriki bowed his head and said, fine. Tell Maya, and Ayaka, that I love them very much. I will be back to see you soon, Nekoshi said quietly, and then he closed his eyes and smiled as he drew his last breath. Naruto let out a cry of anguish and sobbed for the loss of his friend, who acted like a father figure to him for a few moments. Then all of his sadness turned to anger and that anger turned into rage. Naruto quickly got up and geared up for war, taking everything. He sealed the weapons into a scroll and took Katami to seal in his hexagonal sign on his upper right thigh. Next, he went to the cellar and opened it to find Ayaka coming out with a flying pan swinging wildly. Naruto caught her wrist, saying, Ayaka, it's me, Naruto. She opened her eyes and said, Naruto-kun, where is Nekoshi-kun? The Jinchuriki said, I couldn't save him, I came too late, it is probably my fault. One of Gato's men must have seen me with my headband on and brought wrath upon your family. I am sorry, Ayaka-san, I am so sorry. Ayaka blinked back her tears at the loss of her husband and hugged Naruto. It's not your fault, Naruto. You see, during his last battle, Nekoshi was poisoned and the poison attacked at his muscles. He couldn't do anything strenuous such as sword fighting or use chakra at all. By doing blacksmithing, he was killing himself little by little, and the doctors told us that it was going to be his last year with us. But what about Maya-chan? Naruto said, has she been told about his condition? Yes, but she still believes that he will never die, but I do think that she knows that Nekoshi will be gone, that is why I let her spend so much time with him. Ayaka said sadly, he was always optimistic when things would go from bad to worse. Naruto nodded silently and turned away. Ayaka-san, please don't let Maya-chan come into the shop until I am finished taking out the trash, then I am going to find the person who ordered the hit and kill him, Gato and possibly Zabuza. Naruto spent the next minutes, taking out the bodies with the help of his clones and burned their corpses, which were covered in oil, and used a kaden, Gukaku on them. Next, he took Nekoshi's body, which Maya was crying on, and sadly pried her away from it to bury him beside the house. Then he cleaned the shop, making it devoid of blood on the ground and the smell as well. Alright, I want you two to stay here. If I don't return, come to Tazuna's house because I will possibly be incapacitated. Ayaka nodded. How did he die? He died as he lived, Ayaka-san. He died with love in his heart and a smile on his face. He said. Maya cried out after Naruto left, I hope you kill them all, Naruto-nichan. The Jinchuriki ran out the door towards the bridge with the look of murder in his eyes. He reached the edge to see Sasuke on the ground, but Naruto suspected that he was in a death state like Haku did with Zabuza. When the girl dropped her mirrors and went after Sakura and Tazuna, Naruto leapt out of the shadows and thought, they will all pay for this injustice.